Okay, everyone, welcome to our second edition of Nagaytseva's Demystifying Watercolor demo. Her first one was of a beautiful sailboat on the ocean. Now here is a sailboat in a sunset. And we have her here live with us. And we're going to have questions. I'm going to mute everyone's microphone. And then at the end, we're going to have questions. So stick around for that at the end. Ina, would you like to take it away?
Yes, can you please turn on my camera? I will put everything.
Which one do you want to pin? The camera or your
the camera with the paper, please.
Right here. First I'm spotlighting you. If you want to just say hello, and I'll switch it over.
Hello.
Okay. Let's see. Play spotlight. Here you go. Here's her overview. And now I'm going to go through and mute everyone's. Okay, everyone's mic is off. Great. Okay, take it away, Ina.
Thank you very much, Ian. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my second demonstrations with water and sailboats. Today we will paint a sunset. If you will have any questions during the demonstration, you can write them into the chat. I will read because today I will use a technique wet on wet. That means I will wet my paper with both sides. So we will do first layer, and while it will be drying, I will do the second layer. But while it will be drying, I can answer your questions. Okay. So I hope you all have a reference for today. We have a beautiful sailboat from Iceland. I believe it is somewhere near Iceland. Yes. So
posting in the chat. I'll post the image in the chat right now for everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian. So first of all, I will talk a little bit about composition of this picture. I will talk about painting water. Also, we will choose which colors we will use today, and then we will start. So we have a picture of the sailboat in open sea, and this located just in the middle, like this. So we have our sailboat just in the middle of our paper. Here is the horizon line, here is the reflection and the water. The point is that unfortunately, this position of sailboat not working very well. I'm typically do not locate my main subjects in the middle because it is just in the middle by horizontal and vertical lines. So yes, in this case, our subject right in the middle. It is not very good choice for composition. So let's try to change it. How we can do it? First of all, we can move it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. I prefer to move it to the left because it will look like, you know, the sailboat goes from the left into our picture, and we will show more water here. And also I will take it little up, not much, but let me see how it will look. I will try to not cut the masts, the sails here. We also will have a light. And we will have more space for showing the reflection and the water here. Of course, if you prefer to show more water and more reflection, you can cut the masts, show less details of the boat, and this will be your focal point. Anyway, I will try to do like this too, but in the same time, I will try to not cut the mast. because I would like to show them. Also, you can put it lower. For example, you can put it here and on the right side. In this composition, you will have less water, but you will have a huge space for showing the light and the sails. But I prefer this because I want to show the water. If you will take a look closer to our picture, you will see that the water have a lot of waves. They are small, but there is a lot of them. We do not need to paint all of them. We need to simplify our picture. Well, of course, if you want to paint like Julia Barminova, you can paint every wave. But first of all, it is not working for small sizes. Your size should be really big. I don't know, maybe not smaller than half sheet, better full sheet then. And in this case, yes, you can draw every wave and make it very detailed. But I prefer to simplify. I'm watching on my reference and I can see, for example, that here on the bottom, we have the most darkest water. So I will try to show a couple of waves here, but will make them very dark. So instead of 100 of small waves, I prefer to make 2, 3 big, but dark. And while we go up, our water and waves becomes lighter until we will not go to the light. Also, there is not necessary to show the horizon line. In this case, I prefer to make a smooth transition from the sky to water without hard edges. So it will look like this. As you can see, because this picture took from drone, our waves are not horizontal. They have direction like this, going from the left to the right down. Okay. So this is just a general picture of composition and how I'm simplifying everything. And now the colors. There is not many colors in this picture. Actually, I will use 2 or 3 main and 1 for dark. Let me see what we can use. I will use some orange. I believe, yes, cadmium orange. For the most lighter parts, I will use cadmium red for sky, for transitions at the sky and the water, and blue colors. I recommend do not use ultramarine because ultramarine have a granulation. We don't need a granulation in water this time. So better to use something without granulation. You can use cobalt blue. Cobalt blue have granulation too, but it is much less than ultramarine. And also I have Ingentron blue, this one. And I think I will use it. Let me see how it's mixed together with orange and red. We need some neutral violet color. So if I'm mixing it with red, I have perfect violet, and the same. It's a little different, but I can use with orange too. But I prefer this way. I prefer mixed blue and red for more violet color. Yes, this is more This is more neutral gray. Just have some violet, but better to use red. So we will use orange for the lightest parts for showing the light. And after we will start to add the red and red with blue, okay? If you don't have intention blue, let me see how phthalo blue will work with red. Yes, if you have a phthalo blue, you can use phthalo blue. Also, if you have spiral orange, you can use spiral orange instead of orange and red, just with some cobalt or indentron blue. I will find my tubes of colors: cadmium red, cadmium orange, and indentron. So this is our 3 main colors. Okay, and also I will use a neutral tint, or you can take paint gray, doesn't matter, for the darkest details, the darkest parts. So 3 main colors, but honestly these 2 will be main and something dark, so only for tubes. Okay, so we can start with our pencil drawing. Okay, well, because I am painting today in a vertical orientation, the top of the paper will be little cutted. Okay, so here is my paper. For pencil drawing, I'm doing only sailboat and the reflection. That's it. If you want, you can mark. I will show you how to mark for yourself the waves, but typically I'm not doing this. I'm trying to do everything with watercolor. So in this case, yes, I'm doing only the sailboat. So I'm moving it to the left. I'm marking where is my main body, the main shape. First, I'm doing the rough sketch for understanding the composition. I should make it little shorter and maybe not so high, a little lower here. I'll take eraser. Like this, because our sailboat is going from the left to the right, and it is have some. No, it is not flat. This part is a little upper than this part. Okay. And here is the mast. Here is some stuff, people. I'm just doing the silhouette of everything here. This mast, it should be a little shorter. And here is the bum. We have some sails. Going like this. We have sail here, but you can see that we have a sunlight. So I will erase this part. I want to make it with light. And sail. Sail here. And there. Okay. We have some lines on the body. And that's it. This is the main main pencil drawing. I don't like to do a lot of them. I'm trying to simplify everything. So we have some reflection of the sailboat. Goes down, down, down here. And there. And here on the bottom, we should have some movement of water. I will mark for myself, for example, that here will be the dark large wave. Here. And here, and will goes up. But here I will stop because these waves, they will be dark, so I don't care if I will mark them with pencil, and also I can add more pencil. But while we goes up, our waves becomes more lighter, and it is better to try to make them without any pencil. Of course, you can erase if it is really difficult. You can mark them first and then gently erase for watching them, but I'm typically not doing this. So my pencil drawing looks like this right now. No horizon line, only board, reflection, and some waves on the bottom. Let me see if I can make my camera a little upper. So we will try to have the full size of paper. Well, it is not perfect, but let me see. Okay, this one will work. Okay, so as I told you before, I will wet my paper with the both sides. I'm using Arches cold press 140 lb, and I'm using not front, I'm using the back because this is the paper from the big sheet, and when I paint boats and landscapes, I prefer to use the back side of the arches, not the front. And I have a plastic board. If you don't have a chance to wet paper on the both sides, you can miss this part, but I will do it. Because of the very, very dry weather in Calgary, sometimes it is really necessary to wet paper on the both sides. Back and front. My paper should be flat, so I'm adding a lot of water. Okay. I will clean my laptop from the water and also remove water around the paper. So, first of all, we're starting from the light. We have the most lighter part here in the sky. You can cover all the paper with the color because the sails, the boat, and the lights are much darker than the sky and water. So it is not necessary going around. We don't need it right now, but we need to fill all the space with the color. Okay. So with a big brush, I'm starting with the Squirrel Soft Big Brush. I'm taking orange first. We all know that when watercolor is drying, it becomes much lighter, especially in this technique. So try to have more paints on your brush, more bright color, and let's go. So the light is here. I will fill all the space here with orange. Here and going to the boat. I'm adding some red. And I will add red on the top. And we'll add some red here. I have a bubble under my paper, so I will let it here. Okay. Now I'm beginning to add blue color. I'm taking indentation blue, taking more red, and I'm starting to make my water a little darker. So you can see we will pretend that here is the sky and here somewhere is a horizon line. It is soft, we cannot see it. We don't have any hard edges, but we begin to make it, to add more dark color. More blue while we're going down. Blue, blue. And here. We have some transition from the orange to light blue with violet on the bottom. Now I'm taking a smaller brush and I want to lift this part where we should have the sunlight and the sun. We can do it while our paper is wet. When it is dry, we cannot do it really soft. So here is the lighter part. And gently, very careful, I'm lifting here. Also, I would like to add some clouds. So again, I'm taking red with blue. And I will add some clouds on the top here. More orange. And we'll add orange here. That will be enough for me right now. And I should go down. My brush is dry. I'm not adding any water because my surface is already wet. So I have a napkin drying my brush all the time before I'm starting to paint. I will up my painting, and now with more orange and red in my mix, I begin to add some color, some waves for the water. My paper is very, very wet. While I'm going down, I'm adding more red and more blue, but more red than blue here. No water on brush. I'm leaving some previous color for light and adding waves. Now again, I'm going down and adding more blue. More. I need to re-wet the bottom. More blue. Here. And I can add more color while my paper is wet. So that's what I'm doing. I know that when it will be dry, it will be much lighter. So I can add more color, red and blue. If you go in upper, you add in more red. If you add in on the bottom, you add in more blue. More blue for more darker waves. Of course, I lost my waves. That's why I'm not doing them. I'm typically watching what I have on paper and trying to follow paints on paper. Blue with a little bit red. And like this. So for me, it is enough. You can see we have the sky here. It is brighter than on my reference, but I'm absolutely fine with this because reference is just an idea. I do not like to copy everything I see. While paper is wet, we can lift more light on the water. For example, I want to have more light here behind the boat. So with a small brush, I'm gently erase some color. Also, I will erase some here. Not much, because I don't want to have too many white, but a little bit. Why not? Maybe here. Okay, something like this. So you can see that my water is not hyper realistic. It is more abstract, but this is my kind of style. I like when the water looks like this. It's more simple for me, more simple way. But when we will add the boat and when we will add the reflection, it will look very different. So it will look cool, I hope. I really hope. So now I need to wait because my paper is very wet. You can see it is very shiny. So yes, I need to wait. While I'm waiting, while I'm waiting, I can make some explanation about how I typically paint water. Okay. Let me see what. Yeah. So water. My technique is not easy. I realize that, but when you will have more practice with this, you can have much more success. So do not be afraid, do not be scared about it. Just try to do it today, try to do it tomorrow, and after a few times, you will understand how it works. But generally, the rules of the painting water in my technique, like this. Where this is a cellulose paper, I'm not sure that I will have a success with demonstrate, but I will try to explain. All the time when we paint water, the water which are far away from us is much lighter. So we begin from the light. While water comes closer to us, it becomes more darker. Depends on the light, can have more warmer or colder color, but in the same time, it should be dark, especially on the bottom of our paint. So it is like a gradient from the light to dark. And when I want to add some movement to have more realistic water, I'm taking, so I fill the space for the light on water for the background. Then I'm taking small brush. You can use synthetic or natural hair. It is up to you. And with a dry brush, my brush, because this is cellulose, it's paint, but on the cotton paper, it will not. With a dry brush, I'm adding some waves. And I can make them darker while my paper is still wet. When you try to add more darker color and your paper is started to dry, you can ruin your waves. Because when we paint waves, they should be dark. They don't need to have sharp edges. Everything should be very soft. So there's supposed to be smooth transitions, right? So in this case, when paper begin to dry, you begin to leave hard edges. You begin to ruin your dark color because sometimes you can forget that your brush should be dry or something else. So you will not have success with this. So it is really important to practice on this technique because you should work really fast. And yes, when you see when your paper is beginning to dry and your brush begins to leave sharp edges, you better to stop. Better to stop, leave paper until it will full dry. Then you can wet it again and you can finish what you didn't finish. Or for example, if you missed one wave, you can wet the space again and gently add more dark color. It is really important because yes, if I will start to add something right now, it will not work well. It will ruin my dark, and I can see the hard edges right now. So not perfect. Okay. And as I told you before, I'm not trying to show all the waves. For me, is more important to show the feeling of the whole water, of the whole sea, of the ocean, doesn't matter, instead of showing every wave. for me, it's a little boring. You will spend a lot of time, and because I do not like paint more than 2 hours typically, I prefer to paint this way. For example, if we're talking about hyper-realistic water, hyper-realistic waves, like for example, like Barminova doing, she's paint every wave. She wetting the part of the water and paint one wave. Then she wet another part and paint another wave. So she make like a construction, you know, brick, and then she got the hyper-realistic water with realistic waves. When we're talking about some water with the movement like a storm or something else, of course, my water will not look like this. This way is more calm. We have some little wind, we have some movement on water, but we don't have any huge waves. In this case, when we have a huge waves, we can show not all, but few waves very detailing with all the shape, with all the dark shadows. But again, for me, it is typically 2-3 big waves, and the rest will be more abstract, will be more smooth, more lighter, but not the whole water. Okay, let me see. It is still pretty wet. This is a big surprise for me for Calgary, because typically in Calgary, paper drying in a second. Doesn't matter how many water I have on paper, it's drying very fast. I will clean my palette. Okay. Okay, so with the details, I'm starting from the sails, because the sails are lighter here, and we have to show the light on them. So in this case, I will start with some orange, and with some orange with red a little bit. I will have 3 different mixes, and red with a little bit of blue. So we have a light. The most lighter part is here. So for example, this sail on the left, this part will be lighter, so we can put more water, more orange color. The middle part of the sail will be in medium tone, so we can add more red in this case. And this part, the left corner here, is in shadow, so we will have some blue. If you want, you can wet your sail with a big brush and then add color. I prefer to start with color. I hope I will not ruin my previous layer, but I will take this risk, so let's go. I'm starting with clean orange here. Clean my brush, squeeze it, and I will blur here the light. Adding red with orange. And continue here. And blue with red. blue, and red. I can see that this part should be a little darker on the left. So I'm adding more blue with red. And I will take a small brush, clean it, please. And gently I will lift a little bit this corner. For showing more light on sail. Here on the bottom, I'm adding more blue with red, but not much. So I have a first sail. Well, I'm supposed to start from the right side because I'm left hand writer. So, okay, let's go ahead. Again, orange here. I will lift this part right now with water a little bit on my brush. Now I'm adding red with orange. Too much red. And red with blue. Red with blue here. Again, I can lift some light on the left side of the sail here. I have some red spot. I can blend it. Okay. Now, I will make the right sail. Here I will use more red with orange and a little bit of blue, just small drop of blue. But I will turn my painting upside down because yes, I started on the wrong side, so not comfortable, unfortunately. So I'm filling the space with red. It's too much blue, too many blue. If it's too many, you can add some red. And as you can see, we have some shadow of this sail. So I will show the full sail. And when it will dry, in the next layer, I will add the second sail and I will save this shadow behind. Okay. Orange, red, small drop of blue. Here is the sail. Go to the left. Okay, I will wait until the sails will dry. I can continue with the lower part. Again, we have some contrast, some dark, some dark color here, but I would like to show some light on people and on the stuff on the board. So again, I'm taking a smaller brush, taking orange with red. Here will be the light. While we go into the left or to the right, we have more darker shadow. So I'm adding more blue. I don't think about details here. I'm just pretending that here's some details. Okay. We went to the body. Here I'm adding more water because we have some lighter parts on the body. We show this light, and the darkest we will add later. I'm taking blue and orange, little bit of red, and I will make some parts here darker. And in the same time, I can make a reflection. The reflection is really dark. Well, maybe I will not use a neutral tint. We will see how it will go. I'm mixing blue, red, a little bit of orange. I have dark violet color here. And I begin to add the reflection. Here. More red with orange. I will show some more warm color here on the behind. I'm leaving some parts with light. I'm not filling all the space with the reflection. Sometimes I put more hair of my brush, sometimes I'm using only the tip. And while we go down, our reflection becomes not too solid. We can leave more space. Little bit orange and red.
Call from 51950.
Hello? Hi. I'm just watching a video on painting, yeah. No, I'm watching a video. No, I'm watching.
Hey, Ina, I accidentally muted you. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Good. Yes,
Great, thank you.
thank you. Okay. So I'm not using neutral tint. That was bad idea. So I will continue with my three colors, red, orange, and blue for details. So we have some dark lines here. We have some dark. This part, it is still wet, but I'm okay with this now. Here is red, and then the darkest color with the blue. Now, in this case, we have the transition from the light part of the mast to dark. And the same we can do here. For example, light, medium, and dark. I need to fix this. And this should be a little wider. Okay. Here is a dark bump. Here is dark going to the light like this. More red. I will make this mast more red. I will turn my painting. And I have a mast here. The bomb here. Some details. I know that here is supposed to be a rope. I will put it. Okay. Here are some details. Some lines. And I think I can add this sail. So I'm taking a bigger brush and I will add this one. On the left side, we should have more light, so I will put red with orange here. We'll take small brush. For fixing the edges here. And also I will take a bigger more paints, and we'll show this shadow here from the sail behind. I need to make this part a little lighter, so I'm adding some water and lifting very gently, very careful. Okay, and we'll continue with darker details. Again, blue, orange, and red. This part is still wet, white. When I don't need it, it is wet. When I need to have more wet surface, is drying very fast, as usually. Okay, let's put more details than here. I will turn the painting. We'll add some ropes here. I'm all the time mixing. Sometimes I'm adding more orange, sometimes I'm adding more blue, more red. So in this case, I will have a difference between colors. We have some ropes here. Here. And now I will take a really, really dark color without any water on my brush. And we'll put dark here. It's still wet, but I'm actually like when everything mixing together on paper. I covered the bottom line, so now I need to lift it a little bit. Here. And also here a little bit. Okay. And you know, actually, generally the picture is ready, but I will put some few more details. I want to add more ropes here, here. I should have some ropes. This part. We have some white stuff on the body of the sailboat. If you have a knife, you can you can use a knife, palette knife, or plastic card. I don't have anything here. One moment, please. I will take something. I will take some small palette knife for scratching here. So very fast moves. This, maybe something here. Okay. I should have the darker line under the board because this is a very, very dark shadow here. Maybe now I will add neutral tint, because all the time the darkest part is, the darkest line is between board and water. And because we have no light on this side, we should show it. Okay, actually, it's done. You can see how water turns out after I added the reflection. It's looked more abstract before without reflection. Now it looks more realistic. Still abstract because yes, we don't have too many details. Yes, we don't have some horizon lines, nothing like that. But in the meantime, we have very good transitions between light, dark. I showed some waves, some movement on water. I need to erase this. Like this. Better I'm not doing this. I will better maybe add some white. But yes, generally the picture is ready. So I hope it was not difficult for you, and I'm here for your questions.
Any questions, anybody?
Thank you very much for watching. I see your messages. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ina. Lovely results. Thank you very much. I know water is a difficult subject to paint for a lot of people, so it's very beneficial to have you enlightening us on this subject matter. Anybody have any questions from the viewers here? We have EM says thank you. It's beautiful.
Yes,
Thank you very much, guys.
I was wondering if we could see the original picture somehow before I mean, you said you showed it, but I didn't see the original picture.
It should be in the chat. I'll post it again in the chat.
In the chat. Okay, so I'm a little slow on this. Where would the chat be?
519.
Hello. Oh, hi, how are you?
Oh dear. Where is the chat? Ian?
Bottom corner.
Bottom left corner?
Right corner.
Uh-huh. More? Under more?
Underneath participants.
Oh, there we are. Okay.
I just posted the image again.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So yeah, that would have helped when I was trying to paint along, but I didn't really see the original picture, so I had no idea how we were going. Thank you. That was very good.
No worries, no worries. Because my technique is not easy, sometimes it is better to watch. Maybe you can watch it again later and then try, okay?
Okay.
Because yes, I know it is not easy.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
I really hope everything was good and you enjoyed and got new knowledges from me today.
It was good. Yes, thank you.
Thanks very much, Ina. Do we have any other questions before we sign off? Going
I'll
once.
show you my paint along.
That's a good. That's
I
a good.
painted along.
What do you got?
I see the question. What was the size of paper? The size of paper, this is a quarter sheet, 11 and 15 inches.
Okay, any more questions? Roberta, did you want to show us your paint along?
Yeah, I'll show you my paint along if you want.
Sure.
It's okay, I guess. I was kind of lost with it.
Oh, nice! I like your water and your sailboat. Oh, this is really cool.
Oh, good.
like
Thank
it.
you. I didn't know how I feel about it, but anyway, I'm really not familiar with sailboats, so it's really a subject that I don't know anything about. So anyway, that's my paint along.
I like it.
A little
Thank
pale.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I like the movement of water. Okay, I see a question. Yes, it was 140 lb. Yeah, I will show you again.
Very
And
nice.
actually, this is why I do not I don't like, I don't like to make too many layers. I don't like to paint more than 2 hours if it is a full sheet, for example. I'm trying to do everything fast, but in the same time realistic. So that's why I love watercolor. You can paint everything in 1 hour, actually. Even the people, believe me.
Okay, well, thank you, Ina. Any more questions? Okay, thanks very much. Don't forget, we have the final of this 3-part series coming next Sunday, same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or what would it be? 6 p.m. Calgary time, 5 p.m. Vancouver time. Okay, thank you, Ina, and great job, and we'll see you next week. And everyone else, see you next week. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to Toronto tonight, so if you're in Toronto, call me.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ina. See you
Thank
next
you. Have a good night. See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.